You've got to be alive.
Welcome back to Let's Play The Evil Within with me, Jimenez. And we have just plummeted through the ground, but we are in a subway station, which tells me that we're getting a lot closer to that subway car that we saw when we were with Joseph. And we're gonna go looking for him. And on our way down, there are gonna be a few movie posters, but the one I want to point out the most is this one, the pig. And that's going to be a little bit of an Easter egg when we get to some of the bonus content that is only available in New Game Plus, but I'll leave that hanging in the air for now. Now, there's a couple of things to find in this area. I can't take those with me, but if we look up above, right about here, there's going to be a goddess statue. If I could hit it from this range. Come on, handgun. And that's the first of 5 in this level, and then there's going to be 2 map tiles as well, and we're going to go get that first one right now. So far, I'm doing pretty good with those bombs. I think I only accidentally detonated one, and it was the one with the tightest timing in the game that comes out of the vending machine. So I feel pretty good about that. And there it is. Number 26. There are only 28 in total, which means after the next one in this chapter, there's only one more to find, and then our sweet, sweet map is all put together. And man, am I looking forward to that. And we're sitting on about 40,000 green gel, which is good. And I think we're ready to progress. And now we could hit the safe room right now, but I'm gonna finish exploring this area first. I think I'm gonna want my shotgun for this, but first we're gonna shoot these. Because that's gonna alert the guy in there. And I'd really like to make sure he doesn't get me. And I could probably just take him out by shooting that, huh? That works for me. And this is what I was talking about when we saw these earlier, and I was saying it's probably one with an agony crossbow that got bored. I'm pretty sure that's what he was doing in here, was just kind of shooting these around for fun. But we've got to detonate all these or they will blow us to smithereens. And now with that green gel in tow, why don't we hit the safe room? Note from Myra. My dearest Sebastian, if you've received this letter, then I fear the worst has come to pass. It means my investigation got too close to the truth. It means that you may never see me again. I'm sorry I kept it from you, but it was to protect you from either the truth or my madness. I've enclosed a copy of my files. I only hope that you never receive them, but if you do, it's up to you to finish what I started. Please find justice for Lily and for me. I love you with all my heart, Myra. So Myra did not leave. I mean, she left, but she didn't leave Sebastian because of his drinking or anything. It is true that what she was investigating, she got too close to.
Don't you think you should use your green gel?
I do think I should use my green gel, but I would definitely like to hit the lockers first. Because I have a whole bunch of keys right now. And I have a feeling that with this many keys... Ooh, Magnum ammo, love that. Oh, I'm gonna find some green gel in here. Yeah, there we go. 15,000. Love that. Flash bolts I'm not in love with, but let's keep going. Yes, another green gel. That one's only 5,000. Come on. And let me just make sure there's nothing here I can take with me. Some shock bolts. I should probably try to use some of those for this level. Let's put them on, because I have those there. A whole bunch of Magnum ammo, more than I will probably ever need. Okay. And now I want to head back and hit the chair, but why don't we check out our map? Oh, we're getting so close. Look at it. And let's see what we can do. All right, where's my Magnum? Yep, let's get it to 200% damage. That sounds great. And let's just do firepower for everything else as much as we can. I'm going to start with the shotgun. Can't finish it. Can't do sniper rifle, so let's just bump the damage on our pistol. And you know what? We could probably use some stock, but it's all a little expensive. Let's just do Magnum ammo. That way we can take some of those bullets with us. Because we will actually be using it this chapter. Which I'm really looking forward to getting to finally use that gun. But similar to the way the Resident Evil games work, in this game, you really don't want to be using your Magnum ammo willy-nilly. It's by far your most powerful gun, so you definitely want to use it in specific scenarios. So let's get back to the subway. Oh, you know what? I actually forgot to grab the missing person and newspaper, so let's get that out of the way.
The worrying type, I see.
Fire at office. Office linked to foreign intelligence burn. Arrests made. Building housing community outreach center burns to the ground. There were allegations the center was a front for foreign intelligence. A lot of places seem to be burning down. And missing Ivan Diaz, freelance journalist, never returned from covering a story. His camera and notebook were found in the village of Elk River. All right, now that we've got those, let's get back to the subway. I did say that using the locker keys and upgrading stuff got me too excited to remember to do that, and I wasn't lying. Okay. Now, over here, we're going to have a Ruvik clone. I have a very easy time remembering where these are because they're so dangerous. So let's make sure we're ready to hard counter that. And this guy right here is going to get up, which I guess we could just snipe him right now. And how far this way is he gonna come? Turn around, buddy. I didn't think he was gonna come all the way to the hallway. All right, and then that one pinned to the wall is obviously gonna get up, so why don't we take care of him? And we're gonna be using the sniper rifle in this section a lot just to deal with some of the set pieces. Because if you kind of let this section unfold the way that it was probably intended to, it becomes kind of insanely difficult. And I mean, I think that's kind of appropriate for this point in the game. Like, your weapons should be pretty upgraded and you should be pretty good at dealing with enemies, but it is still all kind of a lot. So we're gonna make sure that that doesn't happen. All right, and this section is exactly what I was talking about. So over here, we've got a Ruvik clone. We have multiple dudes with automatic weapons. It's all just ridiculous. So they can't really see me from here, which is kind of funny. But, you know, game AI is game AI. So I'm gonna wait for this Ruvik clone to get a little bit closer. I hope that that doesn't trigger the alarm. Okay, it doesn't. Interesting. I've never had that work out that way before. Now, I'd really like to hit this shot. I think that worked. And then there's one more machine gun guy over here. I think he will pop out if I'm patient. He's looking right at me. Okay, that should be the end of the primary sources of danger in this area. Now, the other thing is that all of these will get up as well, so I'm just going to eliminate them all. And if you let these guys, if you come up this way, these hanging guys will fall and set off the alarm and alert everything in here. 3 in the water, the 2 machine gun guys, the Ruvik clone, it's a lot. Wonder if I can do the other one too. Well, with some judicious use of the sniper rifle, this whole section becomes quite easy. As opposed to dealing with a gigantic pop-off, which you really just don't want to do. And let's go ahead and disarm this bomb over here. Yet another one with a gun. Alright, I'm just gonna double check I didn't miss any drops from any of those enemies, but I don't think so. Primarily, I just want to get the gel from the Ruvik clone, but there was some gel right there, so I'm glad I doubled back a little bit. I'm telling you, no matter how many times I play this, even when I do a practice playthrough and then start recording, I'll still find new stuff on the recording even though I just played the level and felt like I was really thorough. It's kind of insane, honestly. I mean, that seems kind of ridiculous that you could pop him. And he just keeps right on coming. Like, the sniper rifle one-shots an alter ego, but a fat enemy, no. He just keeps coming. And I suppose we'll stick with the shotgun, because there's going to be a lot of close quarters stuff like that in here. Alright, let's just make sure we're reloaded. And this one's just gonna casually stroll over here. There are a lot of these around, and I'm a little nervous about my positioning here. Let me see. See if I can get them from outside. That's probably better. I don't need to do these, but I kind of like making things explode. And we just want to make sure we're ready. Something I like about this universe is that they only play horror movies. Like, the only posters you will see are for obvious horror movies. Inside of where we are, there are no romantic comedies. All right, we're gonna crawl through here.
Gotta be a way to get up there somehow.
And we're getting closer. That is our destination. And now we can head this way. But before we head straight out, we're going to want to go all the way to the back of the car and grab this goddess statue. That is key number 2. There are 3 more, but by the next time we hit the save room, we will have opened all the lockers. There are 2 extra keys in the game because some of the lockers contain keys in them, 2 precisely. And that's just to give you a little bit of leeway to open them all in case you don't find every goddess statue. And some of them that I've shown are so ridiculous, you're like, how would anyone ever find that on an ordinary playthrough? The answer is you probably wouldn't, but you do still have a, I don't know, maybe it's not even a reasonable chance, but like a chance at all to open all of the lockers. And believe me, that final one is going to have a big reward in it, so I'm really looking forward to that. Now, as we come down here, we're going to be dealing with alter egos again. And we will use our sniper rifle to kind of hard counter those. Could I just disarm this, please? There we go. And once again, we have kind of an overabundance of trap parts, so I'm gonna be interested in kind of spending those. And I have something kind of specific in mind, but we'll see that when we see it. All right. I love when you shoot them when they're down and they just go flying through the air with the ragdoll physics. It's fantastic. Now, if we turn off this electricity, we can progress through this area. And kind of the idea here, poor little mouse, is that the electricity kind of keeps the flesh walls at bay. Oh my god. I feel like he kind of teleported there a little bit. I don't know if you saw that, but I felt like I did. I'm gonna grab this sniper rifle ammo before I hit safe haven. But let's go ahead and do that. Journal of Sebastian Castellanos, December 20th, 2012. No word from Myra since I received the packet. I'm afraid to take this evidence to my superiors. What Myra is suggesting is horrifying and may reach corridors of power beyond my reach. But the evidence she provided is enough to convince me that Lily's death was not an accident. They finally accepted Myra as a missing persons case, but refuse to involve me. They say it's because I'm family, but I think that they consider me a suspect. The investigation is stalled, but for the sake of my family, I will continue the investigation on my own. And Sebastian is doing the classic sort of hard-boiled detective thing, where he's not going to give up on the case, he's going to keep investigating it on his own, sort of outside the law.
Have you forgotten something?
All right. This one always makes me sad.
Missing, but she's...
And now we find Tatiana's missing person poster, and she is gone, and she won't be coming back. Tatiana. Missing Tatiana Gutierrez, nurse at Beacon Mental Hospital. Disappeared while working a late shift. No evidence of her ever having left the building. And our companion is just gone now. Oh, such a bummer. I really like Tatiana. She doesn't have a lot of story to her, and doesn't really do anything useful other than provide atmosphere. But something about her just makes me really like her and makes me really sad when she's gone. And I know that I said next time we would be here, we were going to be able to have all of them open, but that's not quite true. It will be the time after this. I apologize for that. I was slightly mistaken, and by slightly I mean completely. Now, how much green gel do we have? 26,000? Yep, let's hit the chair. All right. Let's see if I can do... Oh, I can't quite do shotgun damage. Oh, that sucks. Don't really need sniper rifle damage anymore, so I guess we'll just take pistol. And can I take any more Magnum ammo with me? Is that a thing? Sure. Why not? We won't even need that many bullets, but it feels good to have it on you. It's so lonely here now, you know? And before we leave, there is one more thing I want to find. And that is what I would consider probably the easiest to miss newspaper in the game, this one. That is... You would just never spot that with your eyes, but let's go ahead and take it. Hospital case sealed. Mental hospital case sealed. Chief of staff points finger at former doctor, nurse missing. And that nurse, of course, would be Tatiana. But now that that's all done, let's get out of here. And our guns are getting really powerful now. Which is exciting, but honestly, if you're using matches the way that I do, you haven't really needed much power on your guns. Another alter ego, one sniper bullet. Oh! What was that? Some kind of tentacle monster, I suppose. Little hard to see in here. But fortunately, I know my way around fairly well. So this right here is a trap that I like to set off on purpose. And I'll explain why. It's gonna aggro every alter ego in here. And now every time they run into this electricity, it's gonna damage me. But it is going to kill all of them for 0 bullets. And I think that the trade-off is worth it because we're holding onto a couple of healing items anyway. And I'm gonna go ahead and use it right now. And that should be all of them.
Shit. I've got to be more careful.
And I think that trade-off is kind of worth it. First of all, it hunts them all down so that none of them are going to surprise you. And obviously through here, I'm just looking right at our goddess statue. We're going to go get that in just a second. And let's go ahead and heal up. Oh, I always get that one. I know it's there, and I forget about it every time. I mean, it is underwater. But really, that's no excuse. I'm just a big old dummy. Now, if we burn this, we can get to that goddess statue we saw a minute ago. And for our trouble, we get a bunch of green gel, some trap parts, and a locker key. And I believe that's everything I want in here. But I'm just gonna check these little side areas before I go. All right, time to move on. Junction box fuse, a high voltage fuse from a junction box. It is still intact and can be used again. And we will be using that again to solve a little bit of a puzzle that's coming up fairly shortly here. But this whole area, this kind of like, I don't know, sewers section, to me, feels very like Resident Evil 2. Right down to the turning the cranks to drain the water to grant yourself access to the way forward. Did I try to pick that up? Is that just a stupid grenade? It probably is. Yep, alright. It's almost like I have too much stuff. Like, too many different kinds of ammunition to remember to use it all. It's definitely hard to not just go with what works. Now, there is, of course, an alter ego right there. And it's that tentacle again. And if you're thinking they're giving us kind of a lot of ammunition and kind of teasing us with some sort of new threat, maybe that's a threat we'll be encountering later, you would be correct. And now there's going to be some more alter egos in here. And we're going to have my favorite thing, these hidden loading screens. Now the tricky one is right there. But we're just going to send him flying through the air. Oh, did that not kill that? That's so annoying. Maybe some headshots with the pistol will do it. I don't want to spend too many sniper bullets on the same one. And there are going to be a lot of alter egos in here. So many, in fact, that I may run out of sniper bullets, but we're going to be fine. We have loads of trap parts, and we can use those to deal with them as well. So we're going to want to come back here for sure. Because right now, we can't get through this. I hear one that's up. Yeah, there we go. We're down to 2 sniper bullets, but it's not going to be a big deal. We'll use the remaining for the ones that will spawn after we grab another junction box. And that's going to stop the electricity, but the flesh walls are going to grow. Now, it is fairly easy to just run for it in this part because the alter egos have a really hard time pathing through this stuff. But I like to kill them all. Only got 1 sniper bullet left. Alright, I'm going to kite him back this way. Because that is a little tight to be trying to hit a sniper shot. Here we go. So we're all out of sniper rounds, but we do have flaming harpoon bolts, and those are fantastic against these guys as well. I guess I could use the bullets that I have extra ammo drops there for, but you know what? I can't really take my trap parts with me, and we're kind of running out of game here. Just pin him to the wall. I love it. And now I think if I go further back, I can find one more hanging out. Perhaps not. Okay. There we go, and that's going to allow us to drain the water, and now we can get out of here, but not before a couple more of these guys come after us. But if you set them on fire, they're usually not too bad. Just gonna make a couple more bolts just to make sure I'm good to go on that. No green gel? Come on. I feel like there's one more still. If I keep hunting. I'm just crazy. I'm making this stuff up. There he is. I'm not crazy. I love it when it does that. It just literally flings them across the arena and pins them to the wall. It's fantastic. I wish that you could pick them back up, but like, the gun is already crazy overpowered. Being able to get your bolts back would just be even more ridiculous. And now we're gonna get our first look at our new friend. If you walk underneath there, he'll grab you and pull you up, and it'll be like a little bit of a mini game where you shoot him as he's pulling you up. But I know he's there, so I like to shoot him in the face. Boy, one trap part for my trouble there, huh? I guess there is a explosive bolt as well. Okay. Ooh, and some green gel? Okay, there's a lot more in here than I thought. Now, I suppose I want to continue up this way. There are so many bullets here. What do you suppose that means? And that is going to be my last piece for this puzzle here.
This is dead.
And we're going to have to put the pieces in the right order so that the power will switch back on. But before I do that, I think I want to hit the safe room. And before we head inside, let's grab that map tile. That's number 27. And that means we only have one more left in the game, so we're really, really close to finishing that. But we do have a locker key in tow. So let's go right ahead and use that. Maybe I'll even get some green gel, who knows? Another key, I'll take it. Fill up on harpoon bolts, and what do we get for opening the final one? Check this out. 100,000 green gel. So awesome. Now we're gonna go ahead and put that green gel to use right now. But it's worth pointing out that we're not done finding goddess statues. There are gonna be 2 more in this level, and that will be our final 2 locker keys. So I do want to show all those, despite the fact that we have all of the doors open. Now, let's just crank up our Magnum to, like, ridiculousness. Oh, you know what? No. Let's finish damage on everything. I'm pretty sure we can get level 5 damage on all of our guns. Yep. And then let's go stock for the Magnum. That's 2 more bullets. And I suppose we could... You know what? Yeah, we'll just bump the critical on this. Sure. Well, oh, do I even want to do that? I don't even know what I want to do. We'll just put more in the clip for the Magnum. That works for me. Because I want to take all those bullets with me. So let's go ahead and put it on. And now we can hold 4 more. All right, that's 8 in the chamber and 12 bullets. That's like so ridiculous. You will never need that much. But we have it anyway. And I think now it's time to get out of here. And now I think it's time to solve the puzzle. The first thing I'm going to do, though, is do it wrong.
Damn it. What am I, an electrician?
Just to get that line of dialogue. But fortunately, I am an electrician, at least enough to solve this. Now, it might look like that you need to, like, make them all make one coherent circuit, but that's not true. You just have to make them all kind of connect to the thing nearest to it, and then it's all good. And that horrific invisible creature is named Quell. And we're gonna use our Magnum to deal with him. And he's already dead. And that is exactly what I was saving all my Magnum ammunition for. There's going to be one more instance where we want it, but the thing about Quell is that I struggle with it a lot. There's a lot of parts to it unless you just lay into it with Magnum bullets. And so that is my preferred way of dealing with it. I could swear there were more ammo drops in here, but maybe I just killed it way too fast. But frankly, I'm fine with that. And now we can get back to turning this generator after we were so rudely interrupted. But before we head out, we want to head over here and crawl underneath this electricity to find some green gel and a goddess statue that we absolutely don't need anymore, but it feels good to not need them. And then we've got a little bit of an ammo replenishment room right here, just in case you spent a ton of ammo on Quell. But frankly, we have more Magnum ammunition than we could ever possibly need. But let's say you don't. Let's say you're doing more of a regular playthrough. You haven't found a ton of green gel. You haven't found every locker key, so you're a lot more behind in progression. You would end up spending a lot of ammunition on that, for sure. I think for now we can just put our sniper rifle back. Although it is empty, so it probably just makes sense to leave the Magnum there. And let's get out of here. And this is going to be the final goddess statue of the game. That's every single locker key. And we will always have those 2 spare keys. You can't do anything with them. They're just yours forever. And here it is, the subway car. And I do absolutely love this part. All right, here we go. And it's an I-beam that just says "you" on it. Will. Suffer. You will suffer. And where have we ended up? That's another one of those transitions that I don't love, and I feel like you're starting to get it by now.
You've published my research in your name again. Did you think I wouldn't find out?
And I have done you a favor. You have no credentials. You'd never appear in a reputable journal otherwise. Nobody in the world knows you even exist.
Oh, but they will know. I have surpassed you in every way you can imagine. No matter. I have what I need. All that's left is the procedure.
Indeed. That is why we are here.
We? You wouldn't dare. You couldn't complete it without me.
Precisely.
And just like that, Dr. Jimenez betrayed Ruvik.
Trying to make me feel sorry for you?
And I agree with Sebastian. I don't feel sorry for Ruvik, but I want to remind you of when the doctor said, all that matters is that mind of yours. Oh, and I have a lot to say about what we just saw with that conversation between the doctor and Ruvik, but I can save it for another time. The short of it is just that Ruvik is kind of a genius scientist with regard to what he's created, but Dr. Jimenez was shocked by his behavior, but not shocked enough to stop him. He was shocked enough that he realized he was evil and that he betrayed him, but he wanted what Ruvik was working on, which makes him every bit as culpable as Ruvik for this nightmare that we're experiencing. But that's going to be all the time I've got for today, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.